If you do not have money to start a business, this video is for you. My name is Adnan Sani Dangote. I'm Ghana's most reviewed Airbnb host. In this video, I'm going to teach you exactly what I would do if I didn't have anything. If I woke up today with zero, what I'm going to do. But that is because I am very, very angry. I am very angry because somebody very close to me has said something to me that has touched me. Yesterday, he sent me a message and he said, "Can you imagine that it's already been a year since this event happened?" I said, "Wow, it's been a year already." So, I just took the opportunity because I like to educate people a lot. So I said, "You see, that is why investment is very important. Imagine 1 year if you were investing, even though the year has gone past very fast, but at least you'll be compensated because you are paid for your investment." So I said this and I was happy. I'm waiting for him to, get back to me to say something positive. And then a message comes back and he says, "Adnan, you financial coaches are very annoying." I said, "Very annoying. We are changing lives." He said, "You are so annoying because listen, majority of people," and by the way, this is somebody that I have, literally pulled in the Airbnb business. He's doing very well. So, and he was brave enough to tell me that. So, I respect that, but I'm still mad. He said, "We understand that you have to invest. We understand that you have to do all of these things, do this and this. We understand all of that. We just don't have the money. People don't have the money." And it dawned on me. I said, "But I've literally written an entire book explaining exactly how to start if you have nothing." Clearly, nobody's reading my book. Well, I know 40,000 people have. But I said, I'm going to film a video so that I can explain this from scratch. Explain exactly what you need to do if you have absolutely nothing going on for you. Nothing at all. What do you need to do? First of all, if I woke up and I realized that I had nothing, first of all, with all that I know, I would immediately go back into Airbnb business because now I know exactly how to start Airbnb business without money. But we're not talking about me in the position of somebody who understands things now. So we're going to assume I don't understand anything. I just woke up, I have nothing, zero. The first thing that I would do would be I would look for a business idea. A business idea. Not start a business, not start to do a business, not money. I would look for a business. First thing that I would do. I understand you don't have capital, everything, but I would look for a business idea. I would look in my community. By the way, every single business is already a good business. That is why people are doing it. For every business, somebody has failed, somebody has become a millionaire. But I understand that there are some business with better fortunes than others. There are businesses that you like more than others. So I would look in my community to see a business. One of the telling signs that a business is good is if you have a lot of foreigners, the businesses that foreigners do in your country. It's a sign that the business is good because foreigners only come to your country to look for money. Without it, they wouldn't be there. So I would look out for that. I would look for businesses that have a lot of demand in my community. I would look for businesses that solve the most important problems in my community. And what do I do after that? I find a job in that industry. A job. I don't start that business. I find a job in that industry. I understand you are going to say it is difficult to find a job. Finding a job is difficult. I understand that finding a job is difficult. I've never found a job myself. After university, I have not worked any job. The closest I came to working a job was after high school when I worked at Chicken Republic, which is a very funny story. I'll tell some other day. But I have literally seen people around me find jobs with techniques that I think work till this day. One of such persons is a guy called Adamo. He works with me till now. He's from Cote d'Ivoire. How I employed him was strange. This guy would literally get up every day, dress up, and he would come to our office and he would be at the office. just seated at the office, having conversation with us. We are eating, we are doing. He would get up every day and he would come to the office. Even at a point, we started making fun of him. I hope he doesn't see this video. He doesn't understand it. We started calling him j'ai contact direct avec les bailleurs because that's what he used to say. I have direct contact with the owner because we're into real estate. We're working with owners a lot. So every single time that we're having a business discussion, he would say, I have direct contact with the owner. He was giving all the value that he could. Eventually, we started asking him to buy things, asking him, sending him, do this for us, do this for us. Eventually, we had no option than to employ him. I know many other people who use this very technique. There's a guy in the north called Sadiq Saiba. He works in the media space. He went to the southern part of Ghana, went to a lot of media houses, just hung around there. They started sending him. Eventually, they employed him, and that is what he makes a living of till this day. When I built my hotel, one of the managers, he just got up, he went there on his own, he went and gave his expertise, spoke with the other employees at the place, and the other employees ended up calling me to tell me that, listen, there's somebody who has come, he's so good. I announced for people to apply for this. People applied. We had a lot of emails. We didn't even going through it was a hassle. But we contacted this guy and we gave him the job. After him, the manager who is also here, I don't know how he got my number. Till this very day, I asked him, he won't tell me. He just called me on phone. I think that I've been to your place. I've seen this. I've seen this. This is what I think. I asked him a few questions. I realized that he knows what he's about. I gave him the job. I have a lot of examples like that. A security guard, I went to rent an Airbnb somewhere. I slept. The security guard was so good. I spoke with him. He works with me now. Most of these things, if you have a good attitude and you identify a place that you want to work out, you are going to end up having the job. You are going to have it because people are looking for people to employ. They are just not sure whether they are good or not. You can employ yourself most of the time by imposing yourself on your employer. This is one method that I know you can use to find a job. Now, once you find a job in that industry that you want to learn in that industry. Most people will stop there because for this place is not every single person who wants to become an entrepreneur. Some people just want to have a job. If that job is good, they will continue, they will stay in that job forever. I know a landlord, we ever took his apartment and he said, for me, because he had inherited this, and he said, look, I don't want to do business. Business is not a life. There's so much headache. I just want to have something steady. I want to have a job at the end of the month that I can have my money with a peace of mind. That is what he wants. So a lot of people will stop here. Now, whether you continue in that company that you are or not will depend on that company culture, will depend on that how that company handles its employees. In my company, I typically would increase salaries every single year. So when workers are in my company, at some point, it gets to a point where it becomes mutually beneficial for both the employee and the employer, such that it gets to a point where because you are increasing the salaries every year, it gets to a point where for every position that you have, if somebody has been in that position long enough, it gets to a point that they are paid more than it would cost to employ somebody in that same position. For me, at this point, I don't mind having conversations with I don't mind if they keep staying in the company because I know that they've dedicated time. They've dedicated their life to work in that company. The company is making profits, of course. So if they get to have an increase, that is fine. But it gets to a point where it's mutually beneficial such that because this person has been in this position for long and what they understand, it will be more profitable for them to start a business of their own on their own so that they can increase their salary with a business, their salary, because then it won't be a salary with their business, and then the company can also perhaps replace cheaper. In that case, it is not a big deal. So depending on the company, because this video is about how to start without capital, we'll go into this very deeply. But eventually, you can have that conversation with your your employer. You can start side hustles. You can start your own business. One thing you have to understand is that when you start your own business, things are not going to fly immediately. For some time, you are going to be the employer, you are going to be the employee, and you are going to be the marketing manager. You're going to be everything. It is not going to be a business. It's going to be a job first before it becomes a business. Every single business, when you start it, first starts as a job, then it becomes a business. So if you are leaving your work or your job to start a business thinking that you are living into freedom, no, you are not living into freedom. Most of the time, you do work more than even the job because the job had a starting time, an ending time. When you start your own business, you are working like forever. You are working like 24/7. You have to understand that. Eventually, as you do that job, you can start to bring in people. This person takes this job, this person takes this person takes this person takes this. It gets to a point you don't do anything. By the grace of God, I am at that point where my business is automated. I can decide to not intervene in my business for months. I just don't like to do that because I want to have my eyes on the ball, right? But I can afford to not. I'm somebody who likes my private life, who likes to, live a quiet life, quiet life. So I can decide to not intervene in my business. When you get to that point, you become an investor. It means that you start investing money. You have to learn about investing, how to build a personal brand. We'll go into that. All of that. I've done a book called The Wealth GPS that explains all of that. This is how, by the way, you can comment GPS if you want this book. You can get it for free. This is how you start a business, or you start if you have nothing. But there's no way you are going to actually have everything on a silver platter. The beginning is always the hardest. You have to go and start a job. I probably, if I had to start today with everything I know, I would probably go right into Airbnb, or I'd find investors. That is not advisable for a newbie. My name is Adnan Sani Dangote. If you like this video, kindly like and comment, because every single time that you like or comment on my videos, you see more future videos of mine. Thank you very much.